do that. I don't want that to show.
Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit. Today we launch a new fresh series when people messed with the wrong cops. Every reckless choice flips on instant justice mode. Buckle up, let's roll right now folks.
Taser! Do that. I don't want that to show.
The incident began when an officer had pulled over a black sedan on the roadside for a traffic violation. Inside the vehicle was 16-year-old Mason Treat, the son of former Oklahoma Senate President pro tempore Greg Treat.
I'm not even gonna do that. I don't want that to show.
Suddenly, a white pickup truck came speeding toward the scene at an extremely high rate of speed, slamming directly into the stopped vehicles. The violent impact sent the black sedan flying from its position, and the officer standing nearby was also thrown by the force of the collision. Debris scattered across the roadway as the scene instantly turned chaotic. Emergency responders and medical crews were soon dispatched to the crash site to assist the injured and secure the area. Mason Treat was transported for medical treatment with multiple serious injuries, including broken ribs, lung damage, and head trauma. However, according to the lawsuit filed by Greg Treat, the family claims that emergency assistance was not provided quickly enough, arguing that the delay may have worsened Mason's injuries. The incident has since become a major legal dispute, with multiple agencies and parties named in the lawsuit.
Yes, sir. Anybody else out there? I ain't gonna go in the lawsuit out here.
Mason spent 20 days in the hospital, including 5 days in the ICU at OU Health and some time at Bethany Children's Center for Rehabilitation. On the evening of June 9th, 2023, while patrolling Liberty Parkway in Chatham County, officers observed a gray Ford Escape traveling 54 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone and crossing the center line. When emergency lights and sirens were activated, the driver refused to stop and accelerated away. During the pursuit, the vehicle passed other motorists dangerously, forcing them out of their lanes, ran stop signs, and traveled at high speeds through residential areas. The driver later entered I-516 and accelerated to speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour, aggressively approaching vehicles from behind to force them to move. The suspect braked abruptly multiple times, made sudden turns, drove over concrete curbs, and operated the vehicle in an extremely reckless manner. Determining that the driver posed a serious threat to public safety, and with no additional units available to assist, officers decided to utilize a precision immobilization technique, PIT, to end the pursuit. After the first attempt was unsuccessful, the second PIT maneuver caused the suspect vehicle to lose control, rotate, strike a curb, overturn, and collide with the median guardrail on I-516.
Get out. Bring it. Overturn, 1050. Stop.
Upon approach, the driver, identified as Yolanda Irvine, was found unconscious. EMS and fire personnel responded to the scene. Officers detected a strong odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle and from Irvine's breath, along with bloodshot, watery eyes. Irvine refused a blood test under Georgia's implied consent law and was transported to the hospital. This incident demonstrates that driving under the influence and attempting to flee only escalates the danger. Reckless decisions can place countless lives at risk and result in far more severe legal consequences. At the same time, the calm coordination and decisive actions of law enforcement were crucial in ending the threat and protecting the public. At approximately 11:11 a.m. on November 7, 2025, an officer patrolling near Colonel Glenn Road and Interstate 430 observed a blue Dodge Charger displaying Texas license plate VDW 1500. The vehicle had previously fled from the Alexander Police Department on November 1, 2025. A check through the NCIC system revealed the vehicle's registration was expired, prompting the officer to attempt a traffic stop.
The final stop is going to be the Sonic.
Moore then turned north onto Bowman Road, where he lost control of the vehicle. To prevent a prolonged and dangerous chase, the officer positioned the patrol car alongside the driver's side and executed a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI, causing the vehicle to spin counterclockwise. Moore continued accelerating during the maneuver, with his tires spinning and producing smoke. To fully stop the vehicle, the officer performed a second TVI, striking the driver's side door.
37.
TBI.
Put your hands up right there! Put your hands up right there!
Get the fuck out!
Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach! I got something.
Fuck down!
Shut the fuck up!
Trooper Chase Landry soon arrived and pinned the front of the suspect vehicle, bringing the pursuit to an end. Moore was removed from the vehicle and taken into custody. Investigators later determined the car had no liability insurance, defective rear tires, and Moore was not wearing a seatbelt and was driving with a suspended license. After being advised of his Miranda rights, Moore admitted he fled because his registration tags were expired, the same reason he had previously fled from Alexander Police. He was transported to Baptist Health Medical Center for medical clearance before being booked into the Pulaski County Regional Detention Facility on multiple charges. On the afternoon of June 17, 2023, a tense pursuit unfolded on Interstate 30 near Alexander, Arkansas, after an Arkansas State Police sergeant spotted a white Chevrolet Tahoe towing a trailer that was believed to be connected to a previous robbery. When the sergeant attempted to initiate a traffic stop, the driver refused to comply and accelerated away. The Tahoe quickly sped through heavy traffic on the interstate as the sergeant followed closely behind. The suspect continued accelerating, attempting to create distance and evade the pursuing patrol unit. After several tense minutes when traffic conditions allowed, the sergeant executed a PIT maneuver. The impact caused the Tahoe to spin out of control and crash into the concrete median barrier, heavily damaging both the vehicle and the trailer. Immediately after the crash, the suspect, identified as a white female, exited the vehicle and ran across multiple lanes of traffic before fleeing into a nearby residential area. Authorities quickly sealed off the area and launched a search, while traffic along I-30 remained backed up for hours. On July 10th, 2022, in Mount Dora, Florida, 18-year-old Johnny Santiago led deputies on a dangerous high-speed chase that ended in gunfire and a crash into a local synagogue. The situation began the night before when Santiago's mother called from New York to report a heated argument between Santiago and his father at their Deltona home. Deputies responded, but found no one there. The following day, Santiago was spotted driving a Ford F-150 and refused several attempts by deputies to stop him. A helicopter tracked the truck as the pursuit moved onto U.S. Highway 441 in Mount Dora. During the chase, Santiago exchanged gunfire with deputies before losing control and crashing into the synagogue building.
Let me see you.
Shots fired.
Link missing.
Every amount around, shots fired. Stand by.
94.
What's your call fired? Shots fired, shots fired.
Santiago was shot during the confrontation and taken to a hospital in stable condition. Authorities suspect he may have killed his father, who remains missing. He now faces multiple charges, including attempted murder of a law enforcement officer and aggravated fleeing. The case remains under investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. At approximately 7:45 a.m. on May 4th, 2023, officers received reports of a vehicle traveling westbound on Interstate 30 with a serious mechanical issue. The front tire was completely blown out, forcing the car to drive directly on the rim. Despite the obvious damage, the driver refused to stop, creating a dangerous situation for surrounding traffic. Rockport police located the vehicle and attempted to initiate a traffic stop as traffic on the interstate began to slow and congest. As the situation escalated, additional units joined the pursuit to prevent the suspect from causing a serious crash. An officer joined the pursuit near mile marker 94 and briefly attempted a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI, but the maneuver was unsuccessful. The pursuit continued for several miles until TFC Kevin Hrabal executed a successful TVI near mile marker 90, causing the vehicle to lose control and come to a stop.
We got a minute. Just see your fucking hand.
The driver was identified as Dylan Terry, who was taken into custody and transported to jail. Officers observed signs of intoxication, and he registered a BAC of 0.04. Terry now faces multiple charges, including DWI, fleeing police, reckless driving, and several vehicle-related violations. The incident serves as a reminder that driving under the influence and attempting to flee only worsens the situation. One reckless decision can quickly lead to arrest, serious charges, and lasting consequences.
Put your car. Hey, put him in the rock before you get right there.
On November 5th, 2024, authorities received a report of a stolen vehicle fleeing southbound on Richview Road near the area of Appalachie Parkway and Richview Drive. While traveling westbound on Appalachie Parkway, an officer observed the suspect vehicle, a blue Mitsubishi bearing Florida license plate LMIJ13, make a right turn from Richview Road onto Appalachie Parkway at a high rate of speed. When the vehicles reached the area of Paul Russell Road and Appalachie Parkway, the officer performed a PIT maneuver, forcing the suspect vehicle into the pedestrian guardrail on the north sidewalk, which prevented it from continuing.
Better stop.
The officer then exited his patrol vehicle and ordered the driver to exit the car and show his hands. There was only one occupant in the vehicle, identified as a black male wearing a black t-shirt. The driver attempted to open the door and flee on foot, but was unable to do so because the vehicle was pinned against the guardrail. During this time, several Tallahassee Police Department officers and Leon County deputies arrived on scene to assist.
Get out! Now! Get out! You're gonna get beaten! Get out! Give me your fucking hand! Give me your fucking hand!
The driver was identified as Antoine Jones, who was placed under arrest for grand theft of a motor vehicle and fleeing and eluding law enforcement. Jones was later transported to a hospital for medical evaluation before being taken to the Leon County Jail for booking.
Taser! Taser!
On June 15, 2022, in East Point, Michigan, police stopped 28-year-old Des Fitzgerald Titus Jr. for reckless driving on Grace Avenue. During the stop, officers noticed what appeared to be a firearm in his waistband and attempted to detain him for safety. Titus suddenly resisted, fell to the ground, and pulled out a gun, pointing it at officers. A taser was deployed but had no effect. With heavy traffic nearby, officers chose not to fire, and instead took cover as Titus ran from the scene.
You're gonna get tased! Taser!
Police quickly established a perimeter, and a K-9 unit later found Titus hiding inside a garage. He was arrested without further incident, and a firearm was recovered. The case highlights how quickly traffic stops can escalate, and why calm, responsible decisions matter in dangerous situations. On August 20th, 2024, law enforcement received information from the Alabama Highway Patrol about a gold Chevrolet Malibu fleeing toward Florida on Interstate 10. After Alabama units were forced to cancel the pursuit near the state line, a Florida officer spotted the vehicle continuing eastbound, weaving through traffic at a very high speed. When the patrol vehicle activated its emergency lights and sirens, the driver immediately accelerated and continued fleeing, reaching speeds of over 120 miles per hour in a 70 miles per hour zone. The vehicle then sped through an active construction zone, narrowly avoiding a collision with a patrol vehicle parked on the shoulder. As the suspect vehicle traveled at approximately 115 miles per hour near the 11-mile marker, the officer performed a pit maneuver, causing the car to lose control, slide across multiple lanes of traffic, and crash into a guardrail on the shoulder, bringing it to a stop. Officers quickly moved in and took the driver into custody.
Hit. Copy hit. Hit. We're just west of 110. We're just west of 110.
The suspect was identified as Angelina Marie Stillwell, who has never possessed a valid driver's license, and was charged with fleeing at high speed and driving without a valid license. The incident ended with the suspect arrested at the scene. The vehicle sustained significant damage after striking the guardrail, but no injuries were reported. The high-speed pursuit, especially through an active construction zone, posed a serious danger to both motorists and law enforcement. The suspect was later transported to the appropriate authorities for further legal processing.
Real wide for me. Yep. Can you stick your tongue up to the roof of your mouth? Go ahead.
Hello. How much have you had to drink today? Nothing.
On May 31st, 2024, in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, Officer Petros conducted a traffic stop after noticing a vehicle swerving across multiple lanes. The driver, an 18-year-old woman, denied drinking alcohol, but officers observed clear signs of impairment. Officer Barragan arrived to assist and began a DUI investigation to determine whether the driver was under the influence.
Hop out the car for me. You can leave that on the dash or in your seat.
And Natalie Corona at Rio Rancho Valley, -9.
Did you just graduate? Is that you?
Yeah, so Natalie and me just graduated.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 18.
18? Okay.
Sorry, my skirt's a little short.
No, it's okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to stand in front of this car right here.
3 weeks ago, but...
The woman was asked to step out of the vehicle and perform standardized field sobriety tests. During the evaluation, she struggled to maintain balance and follow instructions, further raising concern about her condition. Based on her performance and behavior, officers placed her under arrest on suspicion of driving under the influence and transported her to the Rio Rancho Police Department.
This line for me. All right. Go ahead and take your left foot, place it on that line. And take your left foot, place it on that line.
One, two, three, four. 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that right?
So that's one passenger 3 times.
3 times?
3 times.
Okay.
So stop right there.
So you are under arrest for DWI.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor and turn to me real fast? I want you to go real wide for me. Yep. Can you stick your tongue up to the roof of your mouth? Go ahead. Same thing. And the tongue up to your roof of your mouth? Okay, thank you.
At the station, she agreed to a breath alcohol test, which revealed a blood alcohol concentration of 0.26%, more than 3 times the legal limit. The incident serves as a powerful reminder that impaired driving can quickly put lives at risk and lead to serious legal consequences. On March 6, 2021, an officer was on patrol in Fulton County, monitoring traffic at the corner of Andrew Young International Boulevard and Centennial Olympic Park Drive. The officer heard a vehicle performing a burnout coming down Andrew Young toward his direction. Atlanta police units advised that the vehicle was a black and red Dodge Charger.
1080, 1080. You go 1050 right here.
The pursuit continued north on Ted Turner Drive, with the driver running several red lights. Near the intersection of Ted Turner Drive and Ivan Allen Boulevard, the driver attempted to make a left turn at high speed, lost control, and nearly struck 3 pedestrians, who had to dive out of the way to avoid being hit. The Dodge then entered oncoming traffic and crashed into a vehicle stopped at the light, disabling the car.
On your stomach! On your stomach! Oh, stop! Slow down! Okay, stop! Slow down! Don't do nothing! Slow down! Don't do nothing, please! On your stomach! On your stomach! Don't kill me! I'm gonna kill you. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. There you go. There you go, man. Stop!
The officer exited the patrol vehicle, drew a firearm, and ordered the driver out of the vehicle. The driver, identified as Jimmy Turner, was taken into custody without further incident. The crash involving the Dodge and the first vehicle was handled by the reporting officer, while another officer worked the collision between the Dodge and the second vehicle. Jimmy Turner was transported to the Fulton County Jail and released to intake personnel.
Can I explain it?
No, I don't need nothing to be explained to me. I'm being followed. Okay. He called the cops. Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm coming to
Police stopped Cedric's vehicle after receiving a report of suspicious activity in a neighborhood. At the time, Cedric was simply delivering newspapers as part of his regular route. The unexpected stop quickly became tense, as Cedric believed he was being unfairly targeted and questioned the reason for the encounter.
Okay.
I'm a black male in a white neighborhood, and I'm working.
That has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, it does.
No.
He's following me.
Okay.
What?
He's getting out of the way, okay?
Okay, he's still following me.
We will figure that out.
Yeah, get the fuck away from me. I don't care how many cops show up. He's following me. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. I know he's a fucking cop. What the fuck? You need how many cops for a fucking newspaper carrier? Oh, you guys are some badasses. I swear to God, you guys are badasses.
Okay.
Stop reaching for stuff, dude.
I'm not reaching for shit.
And don't keep your hands on the steering wheel.
My hands haven't moved off the steering wheel.
Okay, can I explain it?
No, I don't need nothing to be explained to me. I'm being followed. Okay. He called the cops. Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm coming to and from my house. Ooh, he's committing a crime. He's black.
No one's
He's
saying...
black.
Okay.
He's black.
I'm gonna explain.
Oh,
I'm gonna explain.
I'm
why
doing
we're
my
here,
fucking
okay?
paper route.
Okay, I understand that. I see all the paperwork in your car.
Yeah,
okay?
congratulations.
He just called saying that someone threatened his life. That's why we're here, okay?
Yeah, I threatened his life because I walked up to him and asked him why he's following me.
Feeling frustrated, Cedric insisted he was only doing his job and had done nothing wrong. Officers explained they were responding to a 911 call and needed to verify the report. They asked whether Cedric had made any threats toward the caller, but he firmly denied the accusations. His refusal to cooperate further, combined with the stress of the situation, caused tensions between him and the officers to rise.
Okay, I can go, right?
No, you're not free to go either.
Why can't I go? I'm not under arrest? Who's a sergeant? Who's a sergeant around here?
On his way, okay?
Thank you. Please, I'm not under arrest, right? I'm going back to work, right?
No, you're not leaving right now, but you're not under arrest, okay? Do you want me to put you in handcuffs?
This is dumb.
Right now,
Ooh, you're gonna put me in handcuffs for what?
Cedric.
I'm talking?
Right now, I'm just talking to you man to man, try to figure out what's going on, okay?
This is not a man-to-man conversation. Go talk to him. The one's so in danger. He's in danger. I got weapons.
Cedric.
I got weapons.
You see how calm I am?
Throw a fucking newspaper out.
You see how calm I am?
I pulled into his driveway? If I pulled into your driveway, I'm obviously your carrier.
Cedric, I understand your frustration. I appreciate you being quiet, okay?
How many times you gonna look in my car? Ain't no weapons in there.
That's a deputy. They just got to you, so.
But what are we searching my car for?
After checking the information, police found no evidence linking Cedric to any crime, and no charges were filed. However, the prolonged stop and questioning left him feeling embarrassed and unfairly treated. The incident highlights how misunderstandings during police encounters can escalate quickly, and why clear communication and patience from everyone involved are essential to avoid unnecessary conflict.
I'm actually going back up.
That's perfect.
A silver Lexus speeding along Highway 300 nearly caused a serious accident as it wove dangerously through traffic at high speed. Georgia State Patrol officers quickly responded and initiated a pursuit, carefully monitoring the situation to prevent further risk to other drivers on the road.
Northbound, Northside Drive.
During the chase, troopers used skilled driving and coordination to execute two precise pit maneuvers. The tactics successfully brought the vehicle to a controlled stop, preventing what could have become a major crash. Once the car was disabled, officers quickly approached and safely arrested the driver, later identified as Vega. Vega was taken into custody without further incident and booked into the Fulton County Jail. He now faces several charges, including felony fleeing, reckless driving, and endangering the public. Thanks to the officers' restraint and teamwork, no one was injured. The incident serves as a reminder that reckless driving and fleeing from police only increase the danger and consequences. On April 11, 2021, Officer Cameron was patrolling near University Avenue and McDaniel Street when he noticed three individuals riding mountain bikes without helmets. What should have been a simple safety stop quickly changed when the cyclist suddenly sped away instead of complying. The riders made an illegal U-turn and raced through traffic on Metropolitan Parkway, weaving dangerously between vehicles in an attempt to escape. Their reckless actions put themselves and other drivers at risk, turning a minor situation into a potentially dangerous pursuit.
We got one detained.
Officers continued following the cyclists and eventually coordinated their efforts to safely bring the chase to an end. Despite the risky maneuvers during the escape, the situation was resolved without any injuries to officers, civilians, or the suspects. One of the riders, later identified as Cafaro Hunter through his Georgia driver's license, was arrested at the scene. He was taken to Atlanta for a pretrial hearing and now faces several charges, including fleeing or attempting to elude, reckless behavior, and other related offenses. The incident serves as a reminder that running from police over a minor violation can quickly lead to far more serious consequences.